Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self-love, self-care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today's topic, can we talk? I'm Lady Bounce.
I'm Kryptonite. Okay. I like that. How you switched that. Oh,
you like that? Yeah.
All right. So we are going to speak a little bit about how we speak to one another. And I don't necessarily, and I mean like how you speak to people in general. And more importantly, how we as Black people in the Black community speak to one another on a regular basis. All right. So here we are. This is our mindful moment right here. Redirecting anger, resentment, and jealousy. Okay. The value of ahimsa, which means non-harming, goes beyond refraining from killing living things. It also extends to our thoughts and words. It means not harboring any ill will or blame toward ourselves or others. Striving for ahimsa gradually realigns our attitudes and assumptions. It is like the cool stream that gradually wears away the rough edges of stones and makes them as smooth as glass. We don't even really know or understand our own thought process until we adopt the value of ahimsa. It is the means by which we come to see our own vengefulness and pettiness. Watch your thoughts this evening. Do you see traces of anger, of resentment, of jealousy? See if you can redirect these feelings toward goodwill and love. Think of the object of your negative feelings as your dearest one. Treasure that person or object of anger as more valuable than life itself. See yourself in the face of the other and realize that peace only comes through acceptance.
Wow.
That was very Gandhi-ish.
There was like one part I was like, in my head, I was like, church finger, wait a minute. Can we pause? Church finger, can we pause? Because I was with you. Mm-hmm. Until you said the part about the thing that makes you, the thing or the person that makes you the most angry, like embrace them.
Embrace it to the point of loving it more than life itself.
Right there.
Right. I don't know if we're going to go that far.
Yeah,
but I can dig that. But
I got some more work to do in my self-work practice.
But we all do. So I was thinking about this, you know what I'm saying? Like on the internet, and I'm gonna say on the internet because that's nowadays, that's when we have most of our conversations. Let's just keep it 100. A lot of us aren't interacting with one another the way that we used to interact with people. Now you dating on the internet, you finding husbands and friends, you know, all that stuff. So anyway,
I'm not ready.
Yeah, me neither. I'm
not ready.
It's gonna be all bad for me for a while, single for a minute, because I'm this whole process I'm not grasping it. But okay, so and then there's the issue. You know, we've been hearing a whole lot about the Popeye lines or the Popeye chicken sandwich situation, and it's like nobody is getting that upset over a chicken sandwich. It's all of the underlying everyday what's happening, what happened before they got there. The frustration of being in line, the frustration of work that day or lack thereof, and
then you wait in line for 3 hours and the person in front of you gets the last sandwich.
I'm sorry, but if I go and all I want is a chicken sandwich and the line is out the door, I'm going to Burger King. Right. Wendy's.
I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A where their staff is trained by the military.
No, I'm cool on I'm cool on Chick-fil-A because I have some personal issues with the way they do their thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, that some of their values and thoughts and some of the things that have been said in the past I'm not cool with, so I'm not giving them no money.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll go to Wendy's before I stand in line for 3 hours for a chicken sandwich. Arby's has a great chicken sandwich. Wendy's got a decent one. KFC has one that's bomb. You know what I'm saying? So I
agree.
I mean, as much as I really do want to try the chicken sandwich, but I'm not standing in line for 3 hours. I'm definitely not going to argue with the person that's in front of me, or I'm not, you know. And then
I think if I'm hungry, I don't have 3 hours to wait for a sandwich. Like, I'm hungry now. I want it now.
I just got off work.
Right.
Or it's my day. It's got to be your day off. There's no way you on lunch break going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why are you spending it 3 hours in a line waiting on a chicken sandwich?
Right.
By then you could have went to the store, thawed out the chicken, and made your own bomb ass sandwich.
I agree.
But that's a whole nother situation right there. Really, the problem is that, you know, one, laziness, because yes, you could go to a store and just buy some chicken and make your own sandwich.
Yes.
And then two, the the jumping on the bandwagon. Everybody's trying this. I want to try it too. I want to be part of the club. I want to get on there too. And then three, just the frustrations of you're not going to disrespect me and I won't be disrespected and blah. And then we're so quick to be that way with one another.
Yes.
Excuse me. And then, but with everyone else or with most situations, we hold our tongue, or, you know what I'm saying? We don't, you know what I'm saying? I think the issue is that we feel freer to let go and go off on someone that looks like us because there's less chance of anyone else being involved. And like law enforcement.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Like, there's less chance of like negative repercussions up to a point.
Yes, up to a point. Because you gon' fight.
If I go to work tomorrow and I go off on my boss, I'm jobless.
You might get escorted off the premises by security.
But if I go off on my coworker who is hogging a copy machine,
if you go off on a person in line that just cut you or three people, or just stepped on your shoe, or, you know what I'm saying, bumped into you as they walk past, that's not the same. That's different. You gotta, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, and then the other part too is that even when we do speak to each other, we're not speaking life into one another.
No.
You know, it's not, everything is so negative. Men and women can't get it together because we spend so much time arguing that we don't even see, you know, like I hate when I hear a woman say, I don't need a man. Yes, you do. I don't care how successful you are. Bitch, I don't care if you Beyonce. Beyonce needed Jay-Z.
Yes.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right, I agree. I think a lot of, we've gotten away from needing one another and making it be a good thing. If I need you, that means I'm weak. If I need somebody for something else, then that means I can't function or stand alone, you know, on my own and say that I did this, or, you know, we're so, you know, wanting all the praise and the recognition for stuff you're supposed to do that I can't need you. I can't need another Black woman to be my friend, to be my mentor, to be a confidant. I can't need you because I got to watch my back around you because you're going to try to take my man, or you're going to try to take my position, or you're going to try to. So you're automatically my enemy and I don't even know you.
Right.
You know, there's that meme that's on Facebook that says like a true sign of a queen can fix another woman's crown without telling her it's crooked. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But so often we're so nasty to each other. When I'm dealing with the young ladies at school, when they're having these normal teenage girl beefs, they get so gut bucket nasty. And I'm like, you don't have to be this way.
Well, people in general do. You know what I'm saying? People in general get just downright gutter with it.
Like you don't have to be that way. And one thing that we always do a girl talk, like at the beginning of the year, we pull all the girls together and all the female staff talks to them. And the one thing that I say all the time, you don't have to act like the chicks on the reality shows that you watch, because that's not reality. If you don't like a person, you cannot walk up to them and throw a drink in their face and think that there's not going to be some type of retaliation, or to think that that's even okay. That's not how you deal with conflict. You can't go around cussing people out and then think that people are going to do for you willingly or provide you with things that you might need.
Oh my gosh. I can't understand. Like, that boggles my mind for somebody that's always finds themselves in a bad situation and then expects the people around them to help get them out of it.
Yes.
But you consistently put yourself in a bad situation. So everything you might have started off on a positive keel, But the people around you saw the negativity in your actions. Before you even did what you did, the people around you told you don't do it.
Right.
Not because nobody was hating on you or
no,
because
nobody
felt like you didn't deserve to be happy.
You hating on my greatness.
Anyway, but because most of the people are on the outside, especially when you're dealing with the same person for years and you have the same situations occur, maybe not identical, but close enough.
Right. Like all your relationships in the same way. Well, you might want to.
And situations that you find yourself in and that others have seen you go through repeatedly. You can't, you know what I'm saying? At some point you have to listen when somebody says your choices aren't good for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Right. And it's like, and why would you look at that as hate? Like, especially if it's coming from somebody that loves you.
Because in my mind, I'm always right. In my mind,
but
I
that
can't
would make
do any wrong.
And then that would make you perfect, and there's no such person.
Right. But in my mind, I can be whatever I want to be.
Well, that's fine in your mind, but this ain't your mind. We having a real conversation. I'm gonna need you to recognize, real world situations.
The whole thing that people, that one of the things that gets me is that people revel in the amount of pettiness that they can display. And they say, "Oh, I'm petty. I'm petty patty."
Proudly.
Right. And
proudly.
And I look at that and I go,
listen. Hey, look, you listen. Hey, I know two people. One of them is Petty Patty and what do I call the other one? Petty Peggy. Petty Peggy and Petty Patty work together.
Oh, that's awful.
And the funny thing is, these two people started off, and now they thieves. And it's funny it's funny
because you need somebody to commiserate with.
It's funny to watch their interaction because it's like, y'all crazy. Like, real talk, something wrong with y'all. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, me sitting there looking and I'm like, and I tell them all the time, I'm like, I'm gonna tape y'all one time so y'all can see what y'all sound like. Like, y'all nut. Like, something wrong with y'all, for real.
Right.
They do little things to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do little things. But then other people suffer for it, kind of.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna say suffer because it's not like nobody's sitting jacked up, messed up.
Right.
But it's like, but in between their petty wars, people that's not petty with them feel it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, okay, look, I'm gonna need y'all to give it up because it's cold and somebody got to turn up the heat. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Can we move on?
Yeah, like, why are we doing this?
Right.
But
or can y'all settle this over there?
Yeah, but you know, I think situations or whatever. I try to peep people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I try to take mental notes of how some people can be because it's just for your looking out for yourself and knowing who you dealing with and knowing who you talking to.
Right.
When you can observe someone's personality and see, okay, I can't trust you with that because this is how you are.
Right.
So I know when I'm dealing with you in certain situations,
yes,
I can't trust everything that you saying to me because you are out for your own personal interest in most situations.
Yes.
So depending on the situation, I'm not necessarily gonna vibe with you. It don't make you a bad person. It just means that that's one flaw in your character that I don't vibe with. Right. So I make that adjustment, or I make the attempt to make that adjustment as accordingly.
I have a coworker that's the same way where I deal with her because I have to, but I'm very careful about what I deal with her in situations that I bring, to her, or even if I need to ask for her assistance, I'm going to make sure that I have to ask for your assistance. I'm going to make sure I've gone around Robin Hood's barn before I come and ask you because I know what you're going to do with the information.
These sessions that we have are so eye-opening into my own psyche.
Okay.
Because because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, and it's like I do I do guard myself like that, and I do because I don't be on the BS.
Right, I don't have time.
Which is probably why my circle is so period point. You know what I'm saying?
Mine is too.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, because I can love you from a distance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can love you, and if you did some stuff that I found shady or that pissed me off or that rubbed me the wrong way, I might not necessarily stop dealing with you, but I might stop dealing with you on the level in which I used to deal with you. Oh,
absolutely.
And you're going to definitely feel it, and you're going to definitely notice it. And especially if I tried to talk to you about it and then you wasn't on it. All right.
Yeah, because
I ain't on it neither.
The first step in resolving some of those kind of interpersonal conflicts is if somebody tries to come, first you have to acknowledge that there is an issue.
Exactly.
And then if somebody comes to you to try to solve or
then we have to be able, and
correct the issue. You got to be willing
to talk about it. And especially if that person is coming to you from a standpoint of love.
Right. Like, I'm not coming at you trying to fight you, but I'm just saying, we gotta be.
I don't want to argue with you. Yes. I want to resolve the situation. I want to talk about what's bothering me. I want to talk about what's bothering you. I want to talk about why you're bothered. And I want to talk about what we can do to help get past it, because I do love you. Right. And I do care about you. But that, not everybody is supposed to go on your journey.
Right.
So and if that means that we can't, you know what I'm
saying? It makes perfect sense. Like there's a guy that I follow who is a big educational consultant and guru and everything. And one of the things that he teaches in his classroom is love and logic. So when you're talking to the kids and they want to, argue back and forth, one thing he says that instantly diffuses it, he goes, I love you too much to argue with you. And when you're ready to talk, we can talk. And I've sat in his classroom and I watched him do it, and you will be surprised the way that the kids just melt and go, you're right. I'm sorry. Can we sit down? Can we try again? And these are, he had, the year I saw him, he had 10-year-olds, so he had 3rd and 4th graders. But yeah, he was like, I love you too much to argue with you. When you're ready to talk, I'm here. And the kids just was like,
and that's a cool way of, especially from an educator.
I love that.
Yeah, especially from an educator's point of view. That's a cool way to resolve.
And I do that. And I tell the kids all the time, I'm like, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not the one that's going to go back and forth, because I've learned that in my profession, these kids can always say that one thing that you can't say because you're an adult, because you're the educator or whatever. So
you're supposed to be on that level.
Right. So I don't even engage. I just be like, okay.
And that's another thing too, because dealing with kids is way different from dealing with adults. Because I don't deal with children.
Right.
So my viewpoint is not coming from a place of I love you too much to argue with you. My viewpoint is coming from I love me too much to argue with you.
Yeah.
I love me too much to sit here and waste this time and this energy on this BS that you want. So if you want to be petty, or if you want to be mad,
call me petty.
you go ahead. You go ahead. Right. But what you eat don't make me shit. So I'm about to get this bag. So you can, I mean, like, real talk.
Really?
Cause like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like people I love and care about are introverts. And I say this more for the introverts, because I think the introverts have more of an issue with people, with acceptance. You know what I'm saying? More acceptance issues. So when they're in the workforce or when they're out, they're not accepted as willingly. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like they're not part of the crowd.
Because they appear standoffish.
Yes. And then
when they're not.
And for whatever reason, people are afraid of them, whether it's because they're really large individuals, or they're really quiet individuals, or they're really large and really quiet individuals. Whatever somebody's process of thinking is, if you're not out there or boisterous, whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think, I almost forgot my point. What was my point?
Just about, perception. If I'm quiet, then
So when you when you working with somebody, and you're working with somebody that's really, really quiet and really kind of standoffish, you know what I'm saying? Instead of people trying to engage them in conversation or trying to get to know them, maybe trying to get to open up, in most cases, you just have people passing judgment.
Right. They ostracize you further.
They just automatically, you quiet. Why you so quiet? What's wrong with you? Right. Like, I just don't, I'm not a crowd person. I just don't really like to socialize like that. Yeah, that's just not something I do. You got issues, everything is so negative. Like, it's like now we're dwelling on the negativity. It's weird. Like, that's the charge now. Is everything from a chicken sandwich to a Facebook posting. It's all about being negative. And I'm just not gonna, like, personally, I'm a positive person, and I think that my positive personality causes me to attract a lot of people with negative issues and negative personalities. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you have to be careful. You yourself, you have to be careful to protect your energy from those energy vampires.
Exactly.
Because if you don't, they're going to suck it out of you.
You can argue with somebody about somebody that you love. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, please don't do this. I don't want you, like, you're this is a train wreck. And I have a friend, and I used to tell her, I told her once, I said, watching you, I mean, like, sometimes trying to talk to you is like watching a train wreck happen slowly.
Oh.
It's like, you know what's going to happen, and you know what's coming, and you yelling, even pushing, get off the track. But at some point, we just got to leave your ass on the track, because you just won't get off.
Right.
And I'll be damned if I'm going to get hit with you.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It makes perfect sense. Like, that's a great analogy. Like, you can only tell somebody, you can only wish for somebody to do something, to say something, to act a certain way, but you cannot will anybody to do anything. You cannot force anybody to do anything.
And then once that person gets hit by the track, they reaching up for you to come.
Right. Save me, I'm bleeding.
I was trying to before you got hit. When you was whole, I was trying to pull you with me to save you. Now you broken in pieces. Now you want me to pick up the pieces. But look, I just got a broom. I ain't got a dustpan or no super glue.
Right.
All I got is the broom that extends the hand that says, come with me. Let me drag you out of this. But as far as the dustpan you need for me to sweep your ass up, and the glue you need for me to put all them pieces back, I'm not equipped. I don't have all of that.
And that makes you a stronger person to be able to say, hey, not this time, maybe not next time either, because above all, your mind and your brain is more fragile than people realize.
Yes. Okay.
So you have to protect you. Self-preservation is the key to everything.
Yes. And so we've talked about all of this, right?
Right.
But the main point really was to speak positivity into one another. Excuse me. We've been talking about the negative and the
right.
But the thing is, and then that's nothing to, because I'm telling you, girl, look, because even when you speak, you have some people that's so negative and so damn that even when you speak the positivity, they reject it.
Yes.
Like, I ain't never seen so many people when, like,
because I don't know how to receive it.
I've got words of encouragement for anybody. Like, I don't, like, whatever you going through, I promise you, I'm going to find something in there for you to hold on to and grasp on to. Let me not make that promise. I'm going to try really, 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 really hard to point out that thin silver lining for you to hold on to and grasp on to and just cling to it and hope that it pulls you up out of whatever it is that you in. Because I believe in speaking life into people and being real, not fake stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't want the fake. I want your fake love. I don't have time for that.
I'm not trying to fake you out. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Right.
But I'm gonna try and help you find that one thing that's real, that's good.
Right.
And let's find that and let's hold on to that and let's see if we can't use that to help pull you along and get you up out of everything else. You know what I'm saying?
But that also goes in line with what we talked about, a few weeks back about, unity amongst Black people. And one of the reasons why we find it so difficult to speak that life into one another is because we're so caught up in you are my enemy, you are my competition. I don't see you as anything but my enemy and my competition, and not realizing that I need you just as much as you need me. And that's the only way that we're going to pull ourselves.
And then we got so much. And then we got And that's, and it's like that in the workplace. It's like that in society.
Yes.
As far as competition amongst ourselves, either in friendships or relationships, and it's like,
if I'm having it bad, then, and I tell you, oh, my life is all bad. Everything is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is sad. This is what's going on. And then you feel like when you talk to me, you tell me what's going on in your life, you have to like one up my story. No, well, you broke your toenail. Well, girl, let me say what happened to me this morning. I was getting out the shower and I broke my whole hand. Now I got this, not like,
well,
it's
sorry,
not.
That's a one up right there. Yeah.
But it shouldn't be a competition.
But I don't want to, but why, I'm not understanding why we having a competition about
who's got it worse
anyway. Yeah.
Well, I used to have a friend, no lie. We're not friends anymore. And that's what I say, used to have a friend. We grew up with similar circumstances. And she would always try to be like if I said something like, oh, I got a headache. And she'd be, well, I got a headache and my stomach hurt and I ain't ate in 3 days. Can you just be like, hey, you need a Tylenol?
Hey, look, your stomach and your head will stop hurting if you get a sandwich.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But, that's what I was thinking, like, why does it have to be a competition? Why can't you just be like, hey, you need a Tylenol? Cause I'm about to go get one cause I got a headache too.
Positivity.
I got a headache too. Let's go pop this Tylenol.
Let's go do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or let's meditate or let's take a walk. We can talk about it. We can take a walk to go get a chicken sandwich and maybe both of us will stop having a headache.
I like
Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe, cause you got a headache and I got a headache and your stomach hurt, that we should practice some self-care and pull us both out. So go ahead and give us a self-care assignment so we know where we go.
Look at you with the bone. Look at you.
You got tied off back together.
Look at you been crocheting. You tired as okay. All right. All right. So let's be positive, people. Let's talk about being positive.
Like my blood type.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Like my attitude.
Okay.
All right. So optimistic thinking focuses on what's going well in life. The beautiful, the fun, and the well done, rather than the ugly, boring, and potentially hazardous. An optimist sees a glass half full, as the saying goes, and even puts a flower in it. Okay. Why? Seeing life as beautiful and fun increases not only your happiness, but also the happiness of those around you. Whenever you are faced with a tough situation, do your best to see all of it, including potential silver linings. Hot dog, what I tell you about a silver lining?
Boom.
Staying positive helps you weather Staying positive helps you weather life's storms, big and small. So my thing is this. Listen, people, we need to speak life into one another because all this negativity is bringing us down. It's causing us to fight over chicken sandwiches. It's causing us to do really goofy, crazy stuff. We need to find a way to be positive in our own lives, to be positive with one another, be positive for one another, and most importantly, to show our children that life is not all about this negativity, man. Our kids deserve better than what we as adults are giving them.
I agree. So you've heard the phrase 1,000 times in your lifetime, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. False. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can change your brain.
They sure can.
So according to Dr. Andrew Newberg and Mark Waldman, words can literally change your brain. The two of them got together and they wrote a book called Words Can Change Your Brain. They say in their book, a single word has the power to influence the expression of genes that regulate physical and emotional stress. Positive words such as peace and love can alter the expression of those genes and strengthening areas of your frontal lobes, which is up here, and promoting the brain's cognitive functioning that they propel the motivational centers of your brain into action. This also builds resiliency in your brain. So, conversely, hostile language can disrupt specific genes that play a key part in the production of neurochemicals that protect us from stress. Humans are hardwired to worry, part of our primal brains protecting us from threats to our survival, so our thoughts naturally go there first. However, a single negative word can increase that activity in your amygdala, which is the far center of your brain, and this releases dozens of stress-producing hormones and neurotransmitters, which in turn interrupts our brain's functioning. This is especially with regard to logic, reason, and language. So angry words send alarming messages through the brain, and they partially shut down the logic and reasoning centers located in your frontal lobes. So check out that book. One thing that my dad has always taught me, be careful when you get angry, because when you get angry, you can't think.
That is so true.
When you are angry, you can't think.
Make a real effort that when I am upset to try and wait and maybe even take myself out of that moment, or take a minute to step back and really think about what's happened. Because when you do things out of anger, that's a forever, regardless of whether it's words or actions. You can say some of the most hurtful, mean things, and you can't take words back. Once they're out there, once they've cut someone, it's in there.
No apology.
It's good enough.
It's good enough. When you say that one thing, and everybody has that one thing that will send them into the oblivions of unforgiveness for life. Once you say that one thing, there's no apology. There's no flowers. There's no candlelight dinners, foot massages. I won't say that you can't come back from it. You can. There's definitely a way to show your sincerity. And there's definitely a way that you can come back from it, but you really have to make an effort. That's one. And two, regardless, it still doesn't erase the fact that you said it. So at some point it was on your mind. It was an issue, and you used it against me. And like nobody tells the truth like drunk people, babies, and leggings. So with that being said,
don't look at my things.
On SoundCloud, on YouTube, on Facebook. Interact with us. Let us know what you're doing for self-care. The holidays are coming up. We want you to stay in line, stay in tune with your body. Catch us every week, every day on our Facebook page. I'm Lady Bounce.
I'm Kryptonite.
And we out.